How do you make $1,000 every month, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $100,000 a month with dropshipping? What is dropshipping? And what are the necessary steps you need to be taking to make this kind of money every single month? Hey, what is up guys? Welcome to another vlog. So thanks for joining me today. So I'm going to kind of go over what is dropshipping in a sense. I mean, if you're here, you probably have a general idea of what it actually is, but I'm going to be kind of giving you kind of an outline of exactly what you need to be doing to make money online in today's day and age. So we're going to be hopping down on my computer, so let's get to it. So dropshipping. Dropshipping is basically buying items either from the US or overseas and selling them to customers around the world. That's all it is. It's just basically buying something and selling it. So how do you make money? It's basically creating an arbitrage. So if you don't know what an arbitrage is, it's basically buying low and selling high. And what I mean by high is basically it can be anywhere from a dollar margin up to however much you want. That's the cool thing about dropshipping. You get to decide how you price your products, but at the same time you have to be smart about it. You want to compare your products to other stores online because people have a general idea of exactly how much they should be spending on an item, whether it's a watch that might be cheaper than something like a luxury watch, where it's just kind of how you brand your store and how you brand your products. Obviously on your store you don't want to have products that are $150 and then items that are going for free plus shipping. You want to have a brand where kind of the items are in the same price range, but you got to figure that out based on the products you're selling and who your target market is. So for you, buy low, sell high. And as I said before, the pricing of your products really depends on what you're selling and your target market. So you have to be smart about the price. But at the same time, if you want to try to make higher margins on something, obviously you're going to be selling something that's more of a luxury item, but at the same time you're probably going to not get as many sales. So you want to be smart about the price at the same time. So if you're selling a luxury product and you want a bigger margin, obviously you're going to not get as many sales, but every time you do get a sale, you're going to get a lot more money than if you were to offer a free plus shipping, where you're charging free for the product and $9.95 for shipping. So just a marketing technique. But as I said before, it really depends on what you're going for, especially the target market. Watches is a big niche, for example, right now. So a lot of the times I see with watches, I'm pretty bad at spelling right now, but so the options, you can do one, free plus shipping. I see that all the time, pretty popular. Or you can do luxury watches, where these go anywhere between $20 to $200. So it really all depends on how you want to set up your store and do this drop shipping. So with drop shipping, the technique I use is through Shopify, but another technique is Amazon FBA. If you have very low capital, like me, I'm a college student, I didn't have a lot of money to start with or a lot of capital, I'd recommend going into drop shipping with Shopify. Whereas if you have a couple grand, I'd say anywhere between 2 to 10 grand, I'd say you could look into Amazon FBA, which is more you're buying your inventory, rather the drop shipping is just buying the products. You're never holding any inventory, it's just buying them when they're actually selling on your store. So you can always change products. Whereas Amazon FBA, you're going to want to do a lot more product research, seeing what exactly is selling, because you're going to have the inventory and you can't do anything without it. You can't do anything with it sitting there, so you have to sell it. So you have to make sure there's a market for it and you price it right and people are going to buy it. So as I said, so how do you actually market your product, whether you're doing Amazon FBA or Shopify? So there's a couple different ways you can do this, but this is kind of how what I've been most successful in, and I've seen a lot of people more successful in these days because of the power of social media. So the first way is Instagram influencers. So Instagram influencers are a big platform today, and it's actually really cheap compared to to doing Facebook ads, in my opinion, because it's more of a short-term play. Facebook, you kind of have to test your audience. It's a lot more complicated. But if you're new to this game, I'd recommend Instagram influencers to start out. You can be paying anywhere from $5 to $100 kind of to start for a single shout out, and you can either do a story post. So you can either do a story post, or you can do a page post. And story is where you swipe up. That's where I found a lot of success in, or you post on the actual page. Story posts is something that I really like to do these days because Instagram influencers are kind of new. It's kind of a newer thing to Instagram, so they don't really know how to price it. So you can get a pretty big deal, or you can pull them down on prices. I've gone where somebody has quoted me $100 and brought them down to $30. So they don't really know the value of that yet. So it's something people are taking a lot of advantage of. And page posts, which is basically just posting directly on their page. And with Instagram influencers, you can reach out to either like meme pages or product pages where people that are exactly in your niche. And this is more the idea of an influencer, where you're somebody, the audience is pertaining to the actual influencer. That means they're having a connection, rather a meme is just funny things, where as an influencer it's really about following their journey. It's usually where the audience really aligns with that person in some type of way. So let's say there's a cat lady on Instagram. If you're promoting a cat product, it could be smart to promote to that lady's page rather than a meme page, because your product is going to target people that are actually interested in cats. So, and another way you can do is through Facebook advertising. And Facebook advertising, in my opinion, I'm just starting to get into it, but it's a very complex system. So what I recommend most of you do if you're new to this is test out Instagram influencers, find that winning product, one that's selling a bunch, and pretty much if you can promote it on any page, whether you're doing meme pages or influencer pages, it sells a bunch. And then once you start to get between 50 and 100 sales, you'll then switch over to Facebook advertising, and that's when you really start to see the majority of your sales will come in, because it's kind of this automated process. Facebook is doing the algorithm for you. But once you get that 50 to 100 sales, you create a lookalike audience on people that actually bought that product, and Facebook will take those certain people, look at their interests, and find people and target people actually that have very to almost identical similar interests, whether it be age, gender, likes on certain types of pages on Facebook. It really all depends. Very complicated algorithm, but I don't really recommend it if you're going into it dry, because there's so many different factors you have to take into consideration when targeting a certain audience, because the audience can get very big on Facebook, and if you're just putting out an ad to every single person, if it's like a cat product, people might not be interested in those cats, and it's just a waste of your money because you're not targeting your money correctly. So overall, go from Instagram, in my opinion, go through that for about a month to 2 months, find that winning product, just test as many products as you can on different pages, and then once you find that 1 or 2 or 3 winning products, create that lookalike audience on Facebook, and that's where you're going to see a majority of your sales. So with all those things I said, that's really how you can create this revenue stream where you're making $1,000 to $5,000 to $100,000 a year and more, just through the power of your computer. So thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. And if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, join the family, and I'll catch you tomorrow.